I know some of us look at aging, me including, grew up with thinking that aging was a bad thing. But the simplicity of being now and being present with your aging can be seen as a spiritual thing where before that, when you're living your life as a adult, you're just like going and you're just systematic. And to me, the correlation is there, or maybe I'm making it up. And so when I think about mindfulness as a practice, you and I are both certified yoga instructors. We both believe in the idea of the mind and the body working together. But when it comes to the mood, when it comes to the emotion and the energy, I like to think I'm very emotional, or I grew up in an emotional space. And so I had to work on balancing that, right? You mentioned the word mood. Maybe it's a similar space. How you defined it seems similar because it's this energy that we're trying to live with or live on and then go with and let go of. And so, yeah, it can physically draw. I don't know why I'm doing that. It can physically draw you in and out of spaces. My point is that we're living the same experience, maybe as we're defining it. And that too is working on not edging God out, but learning from each other experiences. And I like what you said and you say about mood, because that was one of my big questions when I found you and learned about your work and asked you to be on the show, because I use emotion, you use mood. We don't know each other, but yet we're having this experience that's causing us to grow from different perspectives. And then when we meet each other here in this digital sphere, we find a reason to come together and talk so that we can help other people. You see what I'm saying? We were like
Yeah.
this already. We do this in intention. We show up for others. Now we're doing it and we're showing up for each other, the two leaders in the example of their own path. But yet we're also the work too. So as we age and we fear, I'll use that word heavily, what does it mean to age? I'll ask you, with this wisdom, this intentional practice of upliftment and enlightenment in the work of mental health, what does it mean to you when the wrinkles show up, when you age? When did you notice it? Was it the midlife crisis? Was it before that? Do you
And if
think
you
that's
ask them,
traumatic? Can it be traumatic? Yeah. Sorry
oh,
to interrupt
probably,
you.
yes,
Yeah, yeah,
yes,
yeah, yeah,
yeah. And
yeah,
some,
yeah,
and
yeah,
this
yeah,
via
yeah,
no.
yeah,
So, because
yeah. I definitely laughed at when you said, if you start crying, it's hard to stop crying. I was definitely that person. And then I got better in regards of I saw that as not a betterment, maybe not a bad thing, but definitely not a good enough thing.
right,
And so when I'm asking about the aging process and my conversation right now is when the wrinkles show up, sometimes trauma doesn't show up until we start aging because we're not strong enough anymore to deny it, like physically, right?
yeah,
And so, can acceptance actually make us stronger or weaker? Because the overall thing that I hear from our conversation and things I ask myself is that we're getting older. From men and women, we go through physical changes. There's a lot of similarities, but if we separate some are obvious and some aren't. The point is that we're aging, and so we are physically getting weaker if we don't move more. It's just like the way the bones and the muscles work.
yeah,
We can get attached to that, right? Some of us still live in our high school days, even in our 70s, right? Like the extreme side. And so if we're trying to find a way to accept, but we're aging and aging makes us feel weaker, you're right. It's the mindset of how we approach it. But do you think can acceptance make us stronger instead of weaker?